What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley. I'm David Rogers.
I'm Connor.
I got to say my last name because everybody else is, according to Meta AI, according to Chat GPT, you're the host of this. Racing Jason's host. There's quite a few hosts, not me.
Oh, wow. that would be surprising. So AI's not that smart yet, is it?
I'm like, dang, can I be a part of the show, please? Dang, What's up with you?
Not much. It's probably the first weekend since racing season started that I wasn't at a racetrack in something fast.
Weekend since about February, March? You ain't been at a track?
I did watch a good bit of racing, though.
There was a good bit on this weekend.
Yeah.
There was a good bit on. I went to, we went over to Florence Motor Speedway there on Saturday evening. Got a bunch to talk about from there that went on. But one of the best things I did all weekend, had a great service at church Sunday morning, but we went down to Conway last night. They had at Langston Baptist Church in Conway a thing called Man Church. And Tim Tebow was there speaking.
Wow.
And Stephen McWhirter was leading worship. So it was awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
I didn't even know what was going on.
We got there. It was like a bunch of guys from church went, so I actually drove the bus for them. And we got there pretty early, but it was really cool because they had, it wasn't like just, that. It was, we got there at like the gates opened at 5, basically, they said. Well, when you went in, they had this like section of the parking lot kind of blocked off. They had there was probably 5-6 food trucks there.
Oh, wow.
They had a mechanical bull. They had a random, and I mean, somebody brought it there. It was like an old junk car, but they had sledgehammers and stuff over there.
Right.
Go beat on the car if you wanted to. And they had a Blade and Bull axe throwing from right here in Florence.
Oh, wow.
They were there.
Like a whole festival.
Oh, yeah, it was. It really was. Tons of gun shops were there, I guess, for something called Man Church.
Yeah.
You got to have that, which was really cool. I'm trying to remember what else was there. There was, like, basketball shoot. I mean, there was, like, it was fair atmosphere.
Yeah. Wow.
And then you go in, and then they, when we finally got in, we went in and stood there at the doors pretty early to get a good seat, but there wasn't a bad seat in this church. There was 2,500 guys there.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was, the way this church goes is it was wild because, a lot of churches around here anymore, especially bigger churches, we don't have pews in them, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, this one still does.
Yeah.
But there's it goes up like theater type seating, and it goes way up. It's got a second floor and everything, but all the way up to it, all the steps, there's still pews on every one of those steps.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
I was like, this is pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
But it was good. But they had, then they had some games inside. They did like a nail driving competition. Then they done arm wrestling. Then they just had rock, paper, scissors games, and it was good. Then really good music. Tim Tebow was awesome to listen to.
Yeah,
that dude is and he's really good actually at I guess he speaks a lot probably, but he's really good at, in the middle of his message, he just kind of crack a joke against a football team. It was always SEC teams, so he kind of threw one in there against Carolina. I was like, whatever. But then somebody, the funniest one though, one random guy just yells, "Go Vols!" And he's like, Where are they going?
Yeah, I like Tebow. That would have been cool.
He's a good dude. And you could really tell that dude he had some great stories and stuff. He, I think he's right about my age. Yeah, maybe a couple years younger. The things he's been able to do and the outreach he's been able to have, since his football career, and and stuff like that. And it's been really cool.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
I have to get up with you next time because I don't know who's speaking last year, which I didn't know about last year, but Willie Robertson spoke at it last year.
Okay, that's a pretty big event then.
Yeah, it's big. Tebow was at this year, and we'll find out about next year.
Yeah.
So we'll get up with everybody, and so you got to get tickets quick. They go, which I mean they're cheap, $15 a person.
Not bad.
For a group rate anyway. Matt, Ethan, and Robin Winkler were there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw quite a few people from the track. Talked to a lot of them. There was officials from Dillon Motor Speedway that was down there.
Nice.
So it was cool. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. If anybody out there ever gets a chance to go hear Tim Tebow speak, that dude's good. He might have. Which, I mean, he done great in football, in my opinion. Dude was probably in my opinion, he is probably the best college quarterback that has.
Between him and Cam Newton. They're
Cam Newton.
Two.
Yeah, top two, for sure. Now, whatever happened in NFL, we all got our opinions about that. But dude did not miss his calling to speak.
I know.
He's amazing.
I've heard him speak a couple times, and he's really good.
He was good. So we went down there, got home late from it. Shoot, it was probably, I don't know, 10:30 or so after we got home last night. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Wasn't too bad. So, but nah, it was good. It was really good. But anyway, we as you see, we got the shirt of the week over here. This shirt over here, fortunately, I got one of the first runs over here, but it is going on. I think Brandon has about a couple hundred pre-orders for the next run of it. The Crybaby there.
Really good artwork.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what, we got to talk to him about it. But he will be on here in just a couple minutes, and we will get to talk to him and find out everything that went on and that started this whole deal with the Crybaby and how he's handling it, and he finished second over at Florence this past weekend. Find out what went on with that, and we'll obviously have Racing Jason on here just a little later. So, but anyway, we'll go ahead real quick. I want to go ahead and run a little ad here from our sponsors.
This Memorial Day weekend, we're giving back to those who've given everything. From May 24th to May 26th, 10% of all online sales from SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel will be donated to OptiVets, an organization providing life-changing wellness care for our nation's veterans and first responders. Honor their service, support their recovery, race with a purpose.
Stock Car Steel and Aluminum is a full-line steel service center stocking thousands of sizes, shapes, grades, and types of metals and plastic. If you need it, they have it. And if not, they work fast to find what you need and get it to you. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum also has the ability to cut orders to your specifications as requested. Their dedicated team not only brings many years of experience to the table, but they are always ready and willing to lend a hand with anything you may need. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Your material needs are covered here. Are you ready to unleash the true potential of your ride? Tired of feeling held back? It's time to experience the Pro Fabrication difference. At Pro Fabrication, we don't just build headers and exhaust. We engineer performance. Crafted with precision from high-grade materials, our systems are designed for one thing: maximum power. Feel the instant increase in horsepower and torque. Hear the deep, aggressive rumble that turns heads. Our expertly designed headers optimize exhaust flow, while our performance exhaust systems deliver that signature sound that you crave. But it's not just about power and sound. Pro fabrication means durability you can trust. Built to withstand the toughest conditions, our headers and exhaust are an investment in long-lasting performance. Whether you're hitting the track, conquering the trails, or just cruising the streets, Pro Fabrication gives you the edge. Experience smoother acceleration, improved field efficiency, and that unmistakable feeling of pure driving exhilaration. Don't settle for less. Upgrade to Pro Fabrication headers and exhaust today. Pro Fabrication headers and exhaust. Quality that wins. Tired of leaving performance on the table? Ready to dominate the track? For decades, Earl Ramey Racing Engines has been the secret weapon of champions. We don't just build engines. We craft precision, engineered powerhouses designed for one thing: victory. From meticulous machining to expert assembly, every Earl Ramey engine is built with uncompromising quality and a passion for speed. We understand the demands of racing, and we deliver the reliability and raw power you need to cross the finish line first. Whether you're tearing up the asphalt or conquering the dirt, Earl Ramey Racing Engines provides the competitive edge you've been searching for. Don't just race, conquer. Contact Earl Ramey Racing Engines today and let us build your winning machine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you see on the screen now, go check out our good buddy, Skylar Whitfield. Check out online, www.skylarwhitfield.live, or check him out this week if you're down towards the ocean, feeling good, going on Memorial Day weekend coming up here. So if you're down towards the beach and going on some vacation or something, go hit up, let's see, on the 21st, Molly Darcy's Irish Pub there in North Myrtle Beach. On the 22nd, we got 49th Street Grill, Bar, and Patio in Oak Island, North Carolina. On the 23rd, we got The Knot, Windy Hill in North Myrtle Beach. On May 24th, Callie Baker's Firehouse and Grill in Myrtle Beach. And on the 25th, he will be at the Quad there in Pawleys Island. So go check out our good buddy Skylar Whitfield, and he will keep you entertained for sure. You will definitely enjoy it. Go check out all his music, like I said, there at SkylarWhitfield.live. And go check him out on Spotify or Apple Music or all that good stuff. Matt said we need to turn the volume up. Can everybody hear us all right? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. It shows we got good volume. It shows it. We'll see. So anyway, talking about Florence Motor Speedway there. Brandon says not letting him join. Let's resend the link here. But talk about Florence Motor Speedway. Had quite a few races out there. It was a big vintage night out there. There was a lot of vintage cars.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of vintage cars. It was Bell and Bell vintage night there. Dude, I'm gonna tell you, there's some of them cars that are super fast, as we all know. Yeah. And then some of them guys just love it. Those guys love to race. They love to get out there and drive those cars more than anything. I don't know if some of them, is racing, but so there's all kinds of speeds all over that track.
Yeah.
And I get scared sometimes when they're coming around.
Especially when they let them all out there.
Yeah, and that's how it was.
Yeah.
It was one of the times you're looking at it like, oh, that's going to get tight. Ain't going to get tight. So, and then there was Bandoleros. Trying to remember who won the Bandoleros. I can't remember right now. But then we had, Legends out there. Chase
Bergerson.
Yeah. That's how you say it. He took on the win there in the Legends. Super Trucks, Willie Granger took it on home after him and our buddy Brian Hicks kind of got together, I think, and tore up Brian's truck a little bit, unfortunately, and wasn't able to finish it there. And then after that, I think we had some good old mini stock action. And let's go to the Zoom here. Our buddy Brandon Johnson's on here. What's up, man? Crybaby.
What's going on, guys? I got a t-shirt you got sitting there.
You like that, don't you?
I do.
All right. So everybody is wondering. I know Florence Motor Speedway kind of did a little video on you there. Everybody's wondering how this came about with the whole the Crybaby t-shirt.
Well, I mean, I think most people know, Bobby showed up and he won the race. I was toting an extra 50 pounds, actually 65 pounds on the right side. He come down there and beat me, which is all good, and in his interview he said he come down there to beat the Crybaby, that Matt Briggs brought him down there to do that. And, it's all fun and games. I thought it was funny. We thought it was hilarious. So we made some t-shirts. And I said, I bet I could sell these things. And shoot, we probably got 150 t-shirts sold right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
If anything, it did us a favor. Shoot, we making some money.
So I mean, I got to ask. You say this person that did what spurred all this? I mean, do you even know?
I don't even know Bobby Thomason. I don't think me and him's ever exchanged words. I don't even know who he is, to be honest with you, besides watching him race the street stock. I just thought it was funny, man. When you're on top, everybody's going to hate on you. It's just part of it.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, man, we got to talk about it because, dude, I had to tell somebody. I said, regardless of the mini stock race this past week was the race of the night for sure. Between you and Kevin Jackson, you ended up second in it. We need to get Kevin on here sometime. Talk. I like Kevin. Kevin's a good guy. But y'all had a tough battle there between each other, swapping the lead back and forth a few times before he got you there at the end. But tell us a little bit about your night, man.
In practice, the thing was hooked up. I said, shoot, we don't even need to put no tires on this thing. We put one new tire on the right rear. We run the tires from last week. And in qualifying, man, it was hooked up. It was perfect. Last lap, I went into 1 and 2, and it kind of wiggled a little bit, and I thought that was weird. And I just said, maybe I just overdrove it or underdrove it, 1 and 2. And when they dropped the green flag in the race, it felt weird. We went off into 1 and 2. It broke loose, but it was manageable. I said maybe I just missed it a little bit. And, we got the lead. I was kind of just riding behind Kevin, just waiting on him to slip up a little bit. And he finally made me a little hole, and I put it in there, we got around him. And I was planning on just taking it to the house from there. Of course, we had a caution come out. And on the restart, it just, man, when I went off into 1 and 2, it just got sideways. And I fought it the whole race. We were side by side, and I was trying to keep it off of him, trying to keep it out the wall, trying to keep it off the back stretch, and it got worse every lap. Every lap got worse. And I guess I just cooked that right rear tire. And when I got it, even leaving the front stretch there, I kind of gave it a little bit of gas because I thought something was broken. During the race, I was like, man, I think I got a flat right rear tire. Or, something's broken. I didn't know what was going on. And I got it home that night and put it on the lift. And shoot, I could spin the left rear tire and the right rear tire stays still. And we got a welded rear end, so that's not good.
No.
So we was out there like an old shitbox Chevy with a one-wheel wonder. Holding it on the outside, just letting it hang out. But I mean, congratulations to Kevin. It was good to see him win. And it was fun to battle with him. It was definitely the most exciting race of the year. And I'm sure the fans enjoyed it. It was definitely a show.
Yeah, it definitely was a show. I enjoyed it. I was up. Me and Boo Carlisle were standing up top, still on the spotter stand, and I was checking it out. And I actually had Matt Grantham's radio still up there, so I just switched channel. I knew you was on the other channel, so I started listening to y'all, and I could tell something was going on. But I know one time you come off turn 4, and that thing was looking at it was looking at the inside wall, and I was like, "Oh, hold it!" And somehow you drove it out of it. It looked like a handful.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna give up. That's for sure. But if you look at the lap times, man, it was way off pace. We was running like 21.5s.
Yeah.
My car is usually pretty consistent. We might fall off 3/4. But we don't fall off a second. So
That's right.
it goes to show it wasn't at full potential, and you can't win them all. And I'm excited to finish second. Leading the points doesn't hurt the points, so it's. All in all, I thought it was a pretty good night, to be able to run second with one-wheel drive. I mean, what can you complain about?
That's right. That's right. And you've been outspoken about, man, you are eyeing this championship. That is on your list to win this championship. What's driving you there? I know we all want to chase wins and stuff, but you even told me last year that, you were eyeing this championship and unfortunately had some failures last year. It kind of took you out of it, but this year you seem to be on a mission.
Yeah, I don't fully understand how the points works this year. It's a little confusing. I know we got like a 50-something point lead right now. Typically the regular points, shoot, I've already won it. I just need to show up every week.
That's right.
But it resets. I'm not sure how it works. So they say the middle of the season doesn't really matter. Like last night, doesn't really matter. So I didn't even put tires on it. I'm going to save my tires. I'm going to save my car. I'm going to wait to the end of the season, to the last 3 races where it really matters. And, I've even been considering driving the other car just to make sure this car stays in good condition. It's, people get rough out there. You're racing forward. I get it, but I definitely want to win it this year. I thought we had it last year. We definitely had the car to do it with. We just run into problem after problem, and it seemed like if we didn't break, we won, which was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only time I really got outrun last year was in the 400, and that was, BJ Thrasher come down and he put us on, put it on us that night. But, when guys got to come out of town to beat you, and these guys been racing for 20 years and, they're the best of the best, it makes me feel good, that people got to come from out of town. We got hired drivers coming down here to beat a mini stock guy.
Dude, I'd tell you, man, to me, the field of cars at the mini stocks at Florence Motor Speedway right now is probably one of the best. I mean, there's good car count, and I mean there's some good talent in it. Connor's been in that before, so you know how them boys are.
Oh yeah. You got to hustle.
You do, and I always sat there and looked at them like, man, why can't we run that line like when we were running legend cars? I was like, that looked so much more fun than on the bottom like we were. But yeah, you definitely got to hustle them cars, and I feel like watching y'all out there, that is definitely on kill 110% the whole race.
Yeah, I mean, you got to drive it, especially with my car. If you don't drive it 100%, it won't handle it right. You got to drive that thing all the way to the corner, lift the gas, touch the brake, and you back on the gas. If you wait too long, you just kill your momentum, and it's definitely a momentum game. You got to be able to get around the corner, and that Toyota I got, Greg Brew built me a super fast chassis. I can hold it at the wall. I can drive all the way around the corner on the wall. Sometimes I hit the wall. Like our kids out there running into the inside wall.
He done got cracked on twice this show about running into the inside wall.
he cracks me up. But yeah, man, you got but it is fun, especially me and Kevin sitting there. And we're banging doors. I don't know if you noticed, the left side of my car was caved in by the foot.
I did. I noticed that.
I thought he was going to push me off the back stretch, so I just kind of held my ground right there. We hit each other. But rubbing's racing. I get it. I like it. And it's part of it. The trash talk's getting a little crazy. I don't understand where it's all coming from. I was friends with these boys, a couple of them. I even went to their house, helped them pour concrete for the shop, take off day of work down there and pour concrete. We're good friends, and you start beating them a couple of times, and you get into them once or twice, now we're not friends anymore. Now we're enemies, but I guess that's part of it as well, It's kind of sad to say, but that's just the way it is, I guess.
Unfortunately, but like I told Connor, I said, well, it's probably about the most exciting thing we got going on at the track right now.
Yeah.
I think I have people fired up with those T-shirts. Man.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to tell you what. I have never seen there was more Crybaby T-shirts in the stands this past weekend. I was like, dang, Brandon must have sold one to everybody in the stands.
Yeah, I had like 30 of them, man. I had like 5 for myself, and I ended up selling the ones I had for myself. I ain't one, it's pretty cool, man. I like it. I think it's fun.
Well, I told our buddy Matt Grantham, I said, I got to tell Brandon tonight, I know what we're going to do now. This is what we got to do. We got to get some teardrop temporary tattoos made. So for every win you get, you got to put a teardrop tattoo on your face during the race.
That'd be so funny. Look like right out of Alcatraz.
It'd be awesome. You're already up to 4, so
That's right.
Oh, good deal, man. Well, it's fun. So what's up next for you?
I don't know. We got a few weeks off here. I got to replace the rear end in my car. That's kind of hard to find. Need an axle. I can replace the spider gears and all, but it tore the axle splines up. So I got to find an axle out of a 1980 Toyota Supra, which isn't going to be that easy. So,
geez.
But I got the other car. It's got all the parts on it, and I actually texted the guy that Gray Brew to build my car. We're going back and forth about building another car, just to be prepared in case something happens to this one. So we're gonna have an extra chassis that's ready to go.
There you go.
And I'm not going back down from it. That's for sure.
Well, that's how you go after a championship there.
This is the only picture that I owned in this house. And if you look at it, I took the checkered flag and got burned after the checkered flag because we rubbed doors on the back stretch. I don't know if you were there that night, but that was crazy, man. Master clutch, throttle was hung wide open. Turned that thing like 10,000 RPM staring at the outside wall.
Ooh.
And, I know you know who the other car was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
For that. If that happens again and it tears it up, we're going to have another one to bring back to the racetrack.
There you go.
So, we're going to change the driving style a little bit. I think we're going to get a little more aggressive. My dad's been yelling at me that I'm letting people take advantage of me. I'm too easy on the wheels, so I'm going to have to step it up a little bit. And I hate to have to do that, but that's what we might have to do.
That's the second person I've heard that from this year. The other one's sitting over here.
I try to race clean. I want to keep my car in good shape. I got a lot of money in it. I'm a normal working man. I can't afford to replace the thing every week. So I try to stay off of people. And
that's right.
Do what I can do, but I'm not going to get taken advantage of. Call me a crybaby if you want, but I ain't gonna let nobody run me over. You know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean. But I like the fact that you embraced it. That's awesome. And that's that was like the whole that reminds me of the whole Joey Logano Kevin Harvick thing where we know who wears the fire suit, and she's like, I wear the fire suit. We'll make t-shirts. That's awesome. So I like the fact you embraced it. So who all you got to think helping you out on that car this year? I know it's all on the t-shirt there.
Oh man, I got a list of people. I got my dad. He comes to the track with me every week. It's usually just me and him. We're a 2-man show. I got Aaron's and Heritage and C3 Landscaping, Elliott Properties. But those are just names on the car. I got Robert Elliott that's helping me work on the car, giving me some advice. I got Jimmy Polk's helping me. I got Jamie spotting for me. I got Matt Grantham in the pits if I need him, and the whole Aaron's crew. One night you spotted for me at Dillon, and the list just goes on and on. But it's definitely a group effort. I couldn't do it by myself.
That's right.
And that's right.
That's right. Well, we have fun doing it, man. Well, good deal, brother. Well, man, I appreciate you jumping on with us, and we found a good spot. I got to find a good spot to hang it up to keep it up here for so we can keep a cool shirt up the rest of the season here. So man, I appreciate it, and we'll definitely be pulling for you, man. That's I love to see it. Love to see all the fun being had, and we'll go do it again.
Yes, sir. Well, y'all have a good one, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. All right, everybody. Our good buddy, Mr. Brandon Johnson, coming to hang out with us again tonight. He was on, I don't know, I guess a couple months ago, after quite a few wins, and has got a few more since then, and a couple more second place. He ain't finished no worse than second place this year. So that's pretty impressive, to say the least. So
it just makes it fun,
Oh yeah,
when you got stuff going on. I don't think there's much ill will. It's just it's competitive. It's I'm
at
the end of the day, this you or me is gonna win.
I personally love to trash talk. You want to talk trash, just keep talking trash. We'll make all kind of fun out of it, and and we'll make a ton of fun out of it. Now they're going at it on the track. Fortunately, it ain't come to that point, and hope it never does.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah,
let's not tear up race cars.
Let's keep as many cars as we can.
That's right.
So it's always more fun.
That is exactly
fun racing
right.
than repairing. So
I promise you, it is.
I don't think it will. I think it's just competition.
That's it. It is competition, and it is stiff competition. So congratulations to our buddy Brandon, the Crybaby Johnson, again on second place and leading the points over at Florence Motor Speedway. And we'll see what he can do the rest of the year. Let's see. Our buddy Burt Ramsey posted. He said he was going to come race the Vintage, but had to go to Sumter and crew chief 2 Crown Vics, and they got a 5th and a 7th. And I'm gonna tell you what, I saw some videos over there. There was a pile of them over there.
Really? There was about 12 in Lakeview.
Was
that we watched? Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, that is a class that I wish they'd bring over to asphalt.
Oh yeah.
I don't see why they can't.
Yeah, I didn't even know if Sumter had them. I wish they wouldn't run against each other. Then they might would have had.
I don't know why they're doing that this year. Sumter and Lakeview are really kind of going at
running
almost every weekend against each other.
Well, yeah. Well, then they definitely got a lot around here because, like I said,
yeah.
Lakeview had about 12. I'd say. I'm pretty sure. So they, if they all could get them in the same place, they really could have a lot.
I'm telling you. I mean, they could have a ton.
I'm sure they come to asphalt. I mean, there's not that much. I mean, I don't think it matters that much.
It changed tires. That's
I'm say
it. I mean, I know a lot of them boys on the dirt. I was looking at some of them. They run like a mud tire on the right rear.
Yeah.
Just to give them a little bit of bite. So man, you could throw on. I say personally, keep them on DOT tires and run them on asphalt. And I think that's something that it could be talks to improve sport around here, the tracks around here. But that's another conversation. We'll get into it a little bit. I don't want to get in. We harped on that enough last week, so I don't want to get into too much of it. But I do want to finish out talking about Florence Motor Speedway this past weekend. Where else do we have? We had the street stocks. It was a Star Super Stock Tour. Had come down. They were supposed to race at Lonesome Pine in Virginia, which is unfortunately a lot of the guys aren't from that area.
Right.
And so I guess with, vacations, all kind of other schedules, whatever, and guys that just couldn't make it up there right now, and cars tore up, they decided to cancel Lonesome Pine. And they put it out that if, a lot of people said, hey, let's run it at Florence. Let's run it at Florence. Let's run it at Florence. There was I saw 5 people said Florence was running. Let's run it at Florence. Well, they put out If there was 15 cars, they'd pay $1,000 to win, which is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good
Purse for
stock.
street stock.
Right.
Or super stock tour, they said if not, then it would be, I think 700, 750, something like that to win, if there wasn't quite that many. Well, all these people said they were coming, and there ended up being 4.
Yeah.
4.
How it goes sometimes.
And
That's just unfortunate.
Dude, I don't know what's going on. I put out last week, it wasn't much, and I think I want to talk to you about it here shortly. We might try to do something here. But we put up $50 for Fast Time. Since they were doing that, I was like, hey, since they're moving the race, make it worth a little more to the guys. Let's put up $50 from Chicken Bone Alley for the Fast Time Award. And Jeff Melton ended up winning that. We gave it to him. Fast Time regardless who was there.
Right.
So I was glad to give it to him. But, man, I just don't understand why they're not showing up. So, anyway, other than that, TNL and that good-looking Monte Carlo, I can't remember his name.
Oh, Webster?
Yeah, Joey Webster. He won that as he should. Let's see.
Yeah, that's a nice car.
That's a nice car. nice TNL car. But also late model stock race, and not a great turnout. There were some guys there that aren't normally there.
Yeah, it was a couple more than usual, but usual's
I think there was 9 cars.
Yeah.
Had Zach Miracle down. He come down and run. Sam Yarborough come and ran. But Cody Kelly, I think he sat on pole and led every lap.
He had them taken care of.
Yeah, he did. Matt Cox finished second. Ryan Glinsky, he hadn't been there too much this year. He showed up, put it on the high side about halfway through the race as he normally does, and brought it home third there. So congratulations to him and all those guys for doing all that. I guess we'll I'll tell you what. Y'all go head over to MPM Marketing, www.marketwithmpm.com. Get on board with our good friend Tanya. If you are in this racing game, need marketing help, there is none better than MPM Marketing. So y'all go check her out for sure. Also, Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. Dixie Made is kind of your one stop for all the best clothing brands that everybody around here wants. You got your Local Boys, your Southern Fried Cotton, Local Girl, I think, all that good stuff. Everything from head to toe, they got you covered. And also remember, as always, the price you see on the rack is the price you pay at the cash register. So y'all be sure to head over to our good friends over here at Dixie Made. Also, Fresh Chef, if you are in the Race City area this weekend, for sure, Cup races at Charlotte Motor Speedway this week. Right down the road, there's a Fresh Chef. So if y'all are in the area, please go visit our friends over at Fresh Chef. They got daily food and drink specials, and will definitely hook you up. So y'all go check them out. But as of now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time to head over, talk to our good friend, Racing Jason with The Dirt. What's up, man?
Going on, Dave?
I don't know it. Not a whole lot.
Yes,
not a whole lot.
Y'all sound more chipper than y'all were last week.
It was pretty
we didn't
mellow
get
last
rained
week.
out. We didn't get rained out this week, and we got to watch some racing, and I was telling Connor, we went down last night. I went down to Conway to Langston Baptist Church, and Tim Tebow was speaking. So got to hear him speak. Got to hear some awesome music and all that good stuff down there. So
Wow, Tebow was in town?
He was in town. Brought out. They sold out the church. 2,500 people. Or
I can imagine.
2,500 guys for man church is what it's called. They have it every year.
Wow, how about Tebow? All right, Tebow.
He was
You
good.
know, he get harassed 4 years, but that's
Yeah.
yeah.
After he graduated, he's great.
Yeah. The streets left Gainesville. All right, Tebow. All right.
Exactly. What you been up to?
Not much, man. I just want to commend you, man. You sent me that picture, bro, and you was watching actually dirt racing. I was Dave. That blew my mind.
I tried to watch some. I tried to watch a little bit.
Proud of you. I was very honest. I'm so
was-
proud of you, man.
I was gone a lot this weekend, but I tried to watch some. I even went back and watched what was it? Where'd they race? Marshalltown?
Eagle.
Marshalltown was
Come on,
Tuesday,
Lucas.
wasn't it?
Marshalltown was Tuesday. Yeah, I watched
exactly.
Marshalltown
I didn't get
too.
to watch it, but I heard.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you meant Lucas Oil. Okay,
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't watch that one.
Oh, okay.
My bad. I wasn't home.
Well, yeah. I mean, RTJ's doing RTJ things.
That's what he does.
All I do is win. How that song go?
That's exactly
All I
it.
do is win.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Got money on my mind. I can never get enough.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Look at Dave, man, knocking him out the box.
There you go. How about Eagle
Can I
out
say,
there?
if Hudson O'Neal can qualify,
Oh yeah.
he might win some doggone races, man.
I'm gonna
Was
tell-
it 3 hard chargers he's won this week?
Yes.
I mean,
he
Great day.
he's got to get that qualifying and heat race stuff down. If he can get that down, they have figured off the tracks when it slicks off by the end of the night, but the early stuff they struggling on, which is
Bonsai run.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just here we go.
Yeah. He might could actually put together a good night.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Pierce did, was that Saturday night. Fastest in hot laps.
Yep.
Set fast time. Won his heat. Won the race. Like, what more could you do, right?
I got a question, and this ain't, well, it's racing related, but it's not. What's the deal? Did you see the little thing? Kind of the sound like some announcers are going back and forth at each other between Lucas Oil and the World Outlaws stuff. Did you see that? Yeah,
Man,
shots
shots
fired.
are fired. Did you hear Ruben last night?
No, I didn't hear
Did
that.
you hear Ruben?
No, what'd he say?
Oh my God! Ruben said they're coming down the fixing to get ready for the 4 wide. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Everybody off your seat. And what we do, we don't talk about hair gel and what people's wearing each other's hair and what football team we pull for. Here are the Outlaws. We do. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Where the announcers mad at each
I
other
don't
about?
know. We haven't one of them years. It's a war of words. Do you see the T-shirt right here? The Crybaby T-shirt. Do you see it over here?
Yes.
That's our buddy,
Yes!
Brandon Johnson, the Crybaby. He got called a Crybaby in Victory Lane, so he just embraced it and made T-shirts and done sold a couple hundred of them.
That's what you do. That's what Ruben needs to get a shirt. Well, we don't talk about hair gel and what team you pull for.
I don't know who he was throwing that hair gel thing at.
Oh, yeah, I wonder.
It's
But man,
it's this little guy, I think.
Gosh, shots were fired.
What's the deal with that? What they?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I don't have a clue. Which Dave, I don't know. I don't know who started it because I'm going back and forth between two. I'm muting and muting. So I don't know who said what first, but I know who closed the show out last night with it. I know that. I was like, did I just hear this? I started rewinding the record. I said, you know what? No, I'm not even.
And I'm gonna tell you,
I'm not even gonna do that.
And this, Ruben is probably, I don't know. I've talked to him quite a few times, and that dude was like one of the quietest, nicest people. I never expected something like that.
Think about left field. Ruben, what's going on, Ruben?
I like it though. Keep it going.
Hey, I, I, I was just, I was like, did he really just say that? Okay, well, that is what that is. Well, to your answer, Dave. Yeah, shots are fired.
Yes.
I don't know who started it first, but Ruben ended the last night. So I don't know.
He did. He fired the
We don't
last
talk
shot.
about a hair gel or what team you pull for. This is the World of Outlaws.
I guess they want to talk about racing.
I don't know, bro.
No, man.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah, mind blowing
for sure. So
Shocker.
tell us a little bit about it.
Shocker,
tell us a little bit about it. What was the most exciting thing you saw at the race, in your opinion?
T-Mac Thursday night winning 1 year anniversary. We lost Barefoot Bob.
Yeah. I go with that.
It took everything I had not to cry, bro.
Oh yeah. That was it's awesome just to see T-Mac back in victory lane. Regardless, I mean, obviously other circumstance, but he's a good guy. I like old Timmy.
Let me tell you that TST. I got a picture with him early today, and I'm staying on top of the track, looking at track prep. And Dave Warren, I never met Dave Warren before in my life, but we talked on Twitter. Great guy. And T-Mac had his suit on, his Dave Warren suit. I said, Dave, T-Mac, let me get one for Dave. And he went, click, click. He goes, man, Dave's a nice guy. I said, well, so are you. Just like that. Yeah. But I took that for Dave. Of course, Dave inboxed me. Great picture, man. It looked good. I said, man, that's a nice suit he's got, bro.
For sure.
But yeah, the world is right now. T-Mac wins. The world is okay.
You see what he had.
And seeing Boom Briggs in victory lane too, man. That was awesome.
Well, you see what they had to do it. Exactly. Exactly.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Can't beat them, Jordan.
We gonna talk about Shockgate. I didn't pay that no attention. That's how much I pay attention to this. Who runs when, where, what, why. Dave, to me, that does not. It's not turning me on that much.
No, me neither.
When JD said Pinsky, oh my God, the world! I get my whole inbox. I went to Twitter. Did you hear JD? What's he mean? Who's running? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, he's running Bilstein. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
All Longhorns run Bilstein.
You said it last week. You brought it up. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
Derek,
it is what that is.
Derek McGrew just commented. He wanted me to tell you RTJ, brother. That's all he said. There you go.
Yeah, McGrew. There you go, Mac. Okay. There you go. But yeah, man, RTJ doing RTJ things
As expected.
as expected. We have no shakeups in the points on OC National Series. There's no. Actually, Pierce is stretching it out a little bit on Hoffman, but same characters, same suspects.
It's getting kind of that point of the year that obviously we've already had some changes, but you hearing any big changes or any happenings coming around?
I hear a driver's going to be tired after Eldor this year. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's how, I hear things. Little birds laying on my shoulder and tell me stuff. Driver's going to retire after Eldor.
Like retire?
I don't know if it's the world or the dream. Don't know.
Like retire completely and just be done racing, or just cut back?
All together, done.
I could think of a couple, I would say there.
I could text you. The information.
Well, you can text me. I'm just trying. I'm just
Okay.
I'm just thinking.
I'll tell you what. I'm not going to say yay or nay, but you can give a few answers if you want to.
Well, if they gonna retire and just be done completely, I figure maybe EPJ.
No, actually, he's supposed to be coming back.
Oh,
we'll go run a few races. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't know for who. I think he still got a car. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, they say he's gonna maybe race 1 or 2 times this year, maybe 3.
Okay. Wrong there. I'm gladly wrong there because I like EPJ.
Love him. Love the guy. Matter of fact, I asked EPJ via text message about a couple of weeks ago. I said, "Are you the last driver to win a Dublin?" He said, "That's a very good question." Dave, I'm asking you: was EPJ the last driver to win a Dublin?
As far as in a tour wise, or you just mean last driver period to win at Dublin?
Super late model.
Yeah, super late model.
Super late model.
I believe so.
I believe so too.
I believe so.
I believe I was there. He was driving the Don Benson car.
Yep.
Ultimate.
Yep.
And I told him, "Ooh, might be." Every time you see EPJ in the pits, I say, "I think there's a hurricane brewing tonight." He loves it.
Oh yeah.
I sure hope so.
I remember, might have been like the last time Lucas went to Fayetteville. I went to walk up to the gate, and he comes walking up to me, and I had never talked to him before, and he just strikes up a conversation like, like we've known each other forever. So
yeah, isn't that great?
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I love it.
It's like yesterday. Yesterday, I saw a post. I don't follow the post at all. I mean, I just don't follow them. I don't care for one. But they said that if you want an autograph from a certain driver, you go buy a diecast and stand in line.
Yeah, yeah. They want you to buy something of theirs first. And there are some like that.
I don't know why they didn't just sign the diecast before and then be like, here's autographed diecast if you want to buy them.
Yeah. If you're going to be like that about it.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're going to say, I got to buy it to get an autograph, just sign the thing ahead of time.
So how much? Oh, okay. If he does that, let's say you buy a signed diecast, I'm just guessing $300.
It wouldn't surprise. Well, some people it wouldn't surprise me. I would hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Here's my question: How much was the diecast yesterday?
Do what?
Before you had to wait in line.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
What? How much diecast cost?
How much are like dirt diecast? I know these. Like say this,
they're up to like $85.
Yeah, I was going to say I think it was $70 when I got it plus shipping, so it was about $85.
85, and that's we signed it yesterday.
It's actually more expensive.
Yeah, because it's not. They don't have
right.
They don't have a template or whatever.
I just thought that was kind of ridiculous, man. Is this where we are right now? Is this where we are?
Yes, where we are. Everybody's trying to nickel and dime everybody to death.
What happened to fan friendly?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you one of the, and I will say it, probably one of the most fan friendly people that I've ever seen, and a lot of people may not even agree with this. You've probably been around it and seen it, but it's Kyle Larson. Now, he gets swamped by people, but especially when he's at a dirt race or a high limit race, especially, that dude stands in the pits until everybody that wants something signed gets. He's like Richard Petty was. He is there and signs everything. As long as he ain't got to go right then, he will stand there and sign everything.
Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart is the same way.
Yes, he is.
Tony Stewart's the same way. I forgot who was that. About 2-3 years ago, it was at Eldora. He took a picture. It was him and his son. Took a picture, and it was like, I don't know, Dave, 35, 40 people in front of him. And he goes, well, hopefully we'll get an autograph tonight. You can see Tony sitting, he was already signing. And he inboxed me back and said, I want you to know that he stood right there till everybody got everything signed. And I thought that was great, man. That's awesome.
And that's how he is. And I think that's where Kyle Larson kind of took that from. Was Tony was real big about that when it was the All-Star, Circuit of All-Star, or whatever it was that they bought, and now is the High Limit Tour.
Circuit of All-Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All-Star.
Tezos, whatever that was last year, yeah. Or the year before last.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so Tony was really big about that. About, he wanted every driver that was there, if they could, to stay there until everybody that wanted autographs had one. And so I think he kind of took a page out of Tony's book with that one. And it's really funny because, there's a lot of guys in racing in general, and I'll say this probably more on the NASCAR side than it is dirt, but there's a lot of guys in racing that aren't very approachable, unfortunately. Like I said, it's more on the NASCAR side than it is.
I don't know. I don't go in. I've been in the pits one time in a NASCAR race in all my life, and it don't turn me on.
Well, me and Connor go about every time in Darlington in the pit. You don't see many NASCAR drivers in the pits. They run out to their car and jump in, and they don't want to talk to anybody.
See, that's one thing I love about our sport, Dave. We don't take a helicopter to a plane to leave the racetrack. We don't do that. We drive in haulers for hours and spend a month on the road. This is what I love.
I agree with you, but at the same time, if we throw Kyle Larson in there and you talk about him having to fly in a helicopter, look, I'm loving it because that dude is racing 6 nights a week. Whatever he's got to do to get there, do it.
You can't. Okay, I had to exclude Kyle Larson. I had to take him out of the picture.
Okay,
because he probably took a helicopter from Texas last week when he raced at Kokomo.
Yep.
Did he win that race?
I don't think he
so.
did. No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard much about him winning too much of the dirt stuff here lately.
I watched it. I couldn't remember who won. Damn.
He needs to get back in a late model though.
Yeah.
He's not doing it, man. He's not going to do it, and not until he gets, unless he sells high limit, his part of it, then he get back in late model. But as far as he owes that high limit, sprint car all the way.
Well, you can't blame him.
Oh no, I don't. Damn it, Kyle. No, that's good. Yeah, I don't. Can't blame him.
No,
can't blame him.
But I will tell you who is now. He don't have a 100% full-time ride and everything, but talk about approachable on the NASCAR side. This dude wanted to talk all day long. They had to force him to get away from us to get in his car, and that was Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Oh, really?
Yes. That dude.
Darlington,
me and Sterling were at Charlotte, and we were walking around out there, and he come walking by to go up to the grid, and or go up to, because they had the car sitting on pit road. This was it Roval? I can't remember if it was Roval or not. But anyway, it might have been Roval. But anyway, we were standing there, and he comes walking up, and I just said, just waved, told him good luck, and he comes over there and strikes up a conversation and just
He was pretty cool at Florence when he ran there in late model.
Yeah.
Got to interview and all.
Got to interview him. Yep, he was super cool. Also, but I will say that apple did not fall far from the tree, because me and Sterling years ago, and I say years ago, I was like, we were right out of high school almost. We went up to Charlotte one night and ended up, we didn't even know it was in town. The Dale Jr. PBR Invitational was in town, bull riding. And
the Dale Jr. PBR?
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. We didn't even know it was in town.
I didn't even know. What?
And we go walking around there. We end up meeting Johnny Benson, Ken Schrader. I'm trying to remember who else. But anyway, all of a sudden we're standing there, and Kerry Earnhardt comes walking by. Well, come to find out, we didn't really know it, but Sterling was on the phone with his dad at the time. And Sterling tells him, he said, "Hey, Kerry, I got somebody who wants to talk to you." He takes the phone and tells me to hold his beers, and I'm just standing there with him, and Kerry goes walking off with the phone. Come to find out, Sterling's dad had kind of, when they were racing late models and stuff years ago, and street cars and everything, he had met him.
That's
too,
pretty cool.
Because Sterling's dad had worked with Junior Johnson,
bro,
the local Junior Johnson, for many years. And
the local Junior Johnson.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them.
Exactly. So
wow, Kerry Earnhardt. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
We had to about pry the phone away from him, and so.
Who's the most unapproachable person
in
that
racing?
you know of?
In racing?
Yeah, in that other series, in the
NASCAR?
National Asphalt Series.
Surprisingly, when I went to Darlington, just walking under the tunnel, and Michael Jordan walked right past me.
Yeah,
when I walked out.
that dude will talk to everybody.
He didn't. He had maybe one guy with him, but he wasn't like. He was taking pictures and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Well,
wow.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know if he's unapproachable, but I happened to be in the bathroom at Darlington Indian Field one time, and Joey Logano stood at the urinal next to me, and I just kind of said, "Good luck today," and he just kind of glared at me like, "Don't talk to me here." I mean, I wouldn't like reaching my hand out,
you know. Oh my God!
But I still don't know. I ain't gonna say one's worse than the other, really.
Oh my God! Okay, good luck, man.
In all honesty, and I'll probably get some hate for this because there are times that he doesn't race anymore. He races some late models now, and I guess he has to be because people just swamp him like crazy. But Junior is kind of tough to approach. He's not always the happiest.
Yeah, but like you said, I do.
I
agree,
get it
because people go fool.
Yeah, they go
him.
crazy. They go crazy around him, and so I get it. But really, just unapproachable. I don't want to say they're unapproachable. It's just I think they feel like that if they stop and speak to one person, that there's going to be 100 more that's going to, jump in line too. And they're right. They are right. They are 100% right. One of the coolest people, and he's going to be racing this week at Charlotte. BJ McLeod. I talked to him for a while. Hey, he's a cool guy.
I wouldn't know what he looks like. If he could walk around and have a shirt that says BJ McLeod, I wouldn't know who he was.
I know. He's
pretty unmistakable.
You won't forget it.
Really?
Yeah. He's one out there wearing affliction shirts and slick back, jet black hair and
hat backwards.
Backwards and.
Oh wow! Really? Oh, so he's one of us then. Most basically,
he's a cool guy. He just opened up a those if you go up like Pigeon Forge and stuff, that area up there, those what do they call them things? I can't remember what they're called now, but they're like little sleds you ride down the mountain on the track.
Oh yeah.
He just opened up one up in Pigeon Forge, but they call it I forgot what it's called, but it's a racing one. They're side by side. You get to race down the mountain.
What? Wow.
That's why I said. I was like, I need to message him. He told me to message him, and he would come on the show. So I need to message him and get him on here. And let's talk about the coaster, the mountain coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't go full ride, BJ.
Nah, that's what I said too. So
man, we have to go up there. Have to go to Smoky Mountain for a good show and go up there and check out the coaster.
And I will say this too. I got to throw this in there because this is a Connor's guy for sure. Kyle Busch is actually one of the most approachable at the track.
I wouldn't have thought that.
You would not have thought that.
I
did not learn that at a cup track, though. I learned that at Florence Motor Speedway. Nope, Florence Motor Speedway.
Oh yeah, Florence Motor Speedway.
Because I was picking at him not long ago because he was up there spotting for Brixton and filming all on his phone at the same time. Like, dude, you are multitasking.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
I stood right beside McMurray up there.
Yeah, Jamie's cool.
Yeah, he's talked to him for a minute whenever he was up there watching his son in Florence.
Watching Carter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Might have been spotted for you. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible.
How old is McMurray's son?
He's
15 or 16.
Yeah,
so.
he just won a modified race the other night.
Did he win one?
Yeah. I don't think it was a tour race or anything. It was like a local race.
Yeah.
McMurray's son is that old, bro?
Yeah.
And McMurray ain't changed in 20 years.
No, he still looks exactly the same. It's really funny when you go to these tracks and those guys show up because he actually had to stand behind me in line at the ticket booth at Florence to get his ticket to get in the infield.
God, can you imagine that? I got about to like everybody else. Damn, wow.
He did. I mean, he didn't say nothing about it. He's cool about it.
That's
I mean,
always funny because
Yeah, exactly.
when Junior is there, it's like all over him. Kevin Harvick was part right beside us one week, and like nobody knew he was there.
Kevin,
Same thing with Jamie McMurray.
Yep.
Like nobody, he walked past people and nobody knew.
Kevin is also one that's like highly approachable. He's at the track, especially since Fox has ended. Whenever Keelan's racing, he's there at the track, walking around, talking to everybody. He's kind of just become one of them at the track that everybody knows is there. And it's,
Yeah, I mean, he walks to the bathroom or concession stand,
Yeah,
and nobody bothers him,
Yeah.
But he looks a little different than you might would imagine in real life. But he's pretty cool.
He's a lot smaller than I thought he was.
He's pretty slim.
Harvick, he's a little skinny his whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
I don't know who's skinnier, him or Junior.
I think Kevin's probably smaller.
Yeah.
I always pick on him because Piper is like she has got that mean mugging face every time she looks at you. She comes walking by me every time like, I'm like Piper, what you up to? Keelan Harvick, I'm gonna tell you, dude, and I'm just telling you this. I know you're not into NASCAR much, but that boy is gonna be a force to be reckoned with in NASCAR.
Right. On my side, Wyatt Coffey. I think Wyatt Coffey gonna be the man to beat too, bro.
He won this past weekend. He won this past weekend
at Natural Bridge.
At his mama's track.
Yeah. So remember that name. Why? He's got a good mentor too.
Yes, he does, for sure.
And what I was told, if Jeff gets his car ready this week, he will be at Lancaster this weekend for Ultimate.
Well, he still jumps in a Bandolero for some reason every once in a while and comes over to Florence Motor Speedway.
Why? What are you doing, bro? Concentrate on. Well, I mean, maybe having fun. He's about this tall, so he feel perfect in it. He'll feel perfect in it. But
he needs to.
Why?
They need to throw him in a late model or something. Just try it one time.
Super. It's coming though. I think it's coming. Like Beckham, it's coming.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year. If it does this year, maybe late fall, early winter stuff. But yeah.
I tell you another one on I don't know which way he's going though. And that's Kelly Miller's son. What's his name? Wyatt Miller.
Wyatt Miller. Yeah. He ran a dirt race. Was it last weekend?
He ran this past weekend. Again, he ran the
at
Longhorn
Natural
House
Bridge
car
too, right?
Yeah, he ran the Longhorn House car
at Natural Bridge.
Yep. I'm not sure where he finished.
Why is everybody going to Natural Bridge? Do we need to go to Natural Bridge? What's going on with Natural Bridge?
She's done a lot with that track. They actually, it's really funny because Derek McGrew knew the guys that were running that track, and something happened. They just shut it down. And then she came in there and started promoting it, and she is doing a lot with that track. They're putting a pile of classes in there and putting a pile of cars in that place, apparently.
And how much they paying? Do you know?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
Yeah. No clue either. But it's got to be pretty doggone good because all the great 602 names are going up there.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have to get Wyatt on here in the next Wyatt Coffee, because he is one of our.
Well, get his mom on here, promote the track.
Yes,
and find out what's going on up there. Yeah,
we need to get her too, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, while you're on here, and we can talk about this, I put out today. We talked about last week. We talked about prices and what we thought would help the tracks. Our opinions. Mm-hmm. Let me pull up my Facebook. I put this on everything. I don't even know if anybody responded on Twitter or anything. I don't know. I put, because, and the reason I'm going to say this, it was multiple tracks this past weekend. Car counts were still down. And I saw it on many streams and everything. Fans, spectators, just not there. Well, I put out the question. You know, I asked. Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up to tell you exactly how I worded it, and if anybody's on here still listening, I would love for y'all to answer as well. Just give us a comment in here, and we would love to know the answer to this. I just put. This was for racers and race fans. It's no secret we have seen a drop in car counts as well as spectators at all tracks, at least here in the Southeast. You know, that's all I can really speak for. I mean, so anyway, I said I've kind of made it my mission to figure out what the problem is and try to help fix it. I said, please let us know why you aren't at the track and what would help get you back to the track.
I like that. I like that.
And I had a few, you know, let's see. I had one guy say give more to the fans by offering more cars. Well, it's hard to, I agree with him, but it's hard to offer more cars, you know, when you can't get in car counts anyway. But he said, and I don't disagree with this. This is where we were talking about the Crown Vic division. He said, how about add a division that doesn't cost $25,000 to $35,000 for like a street stock or something like that. He said true V8 class, you know, and I feel like that beginner division now can be the Crown Vics. It's doing great on dirt. I don't see why it couldn't work on asphalt.
I don't either.
But he just said there's a lot of the kids nowadays, you know, I guess Street Outlaws got popular or something like that. And if you see kids racing, they wanting to race on the street and, you know, do stuff like that and wanting to drag race, build high horsepower cars, what they wanting. And I don't know. But then, you know, as far as racer wise, it was basically just come down to cost. You know, the consensus was on that was cost. Just everything in general. I mean, whether we're talking
motors,
about
tires, gas, getting to the track,
gate
race
fees, race fuel. I mean, just everything is up. And it's no lie. Dirt tracks, their pay is up compared to most asphalt tracks. I will say what they are paying now was the same thing a lot of asphalt tracks paid in the mid-90s, probably. So
I just can't believe how we were talking about the Cars Tour here a couple of weeks ago, and 150 laps for 10,000. That blew my mind. I just all that wear and tear on your equipment and tires and practice for 2 days, all day for 1 day. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You can run for the same amount of money in half of or almost 3/4 lease laps. I just don't believe it. I can't believe it.
And they tore them up this past weekend up in North Wilkesboro. Both races. They both
I saw some highlights off of that. Yeah.
Both the pro late models and late model stock wrecked. I think late model stock wreck was lap 2, wasn't it?
And the modifieds tore them up too.
Yeah, modifieds had a big wreck too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was one nosed into the wall.
Pretty hard.
Who was that, you know?
I don't remember who that was.
I don't know either.
But he hit hard. He got kind of, wasn't right reared, but dude hooked his bumper and wouldn't turn loose.
Oh.
And he climbed out the car, but he was limping awful hard.
Oh, wow.
So,
Dave, I don't know what the answer could be, bro. I don't know.
I don't either. Well, I know what some of the answers could be, but it's not left up to us. That's the thing.
Let me ask you this. Okay, would like a military night getting free, would that help?
Yes.
Half right concession stands, would that help?
I think all the above, and promote it. Just promote it.
Well, you got to promote it. That's you got to promote it.
I think, you know, you do, like you said, military free night.
And this week will be great. Memorial Day.
Yes,
Monday.
this week would be the
Yeah,
perfect
first
week for
responders,
it.
military, get in free. Yeah.
So if there's any tracks listening, go ahead and announce that today or tomorrow that with military ID you get in free.
First responders.
First responder night. I personally think, and this used to happen in a lot of tracks, but I haven't seen it happening. They used to have youth groups from a lot of churches out at a lot of different tracks, and they would do a 50-50 drawing, and half of that money, or the 50% would go to that youth group for the church, and the other 50 somebody won.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when they saw what it was going to, they just give it back to them.
Oh my God, Dave! You just gave me a flashback. You remember the Faster Pastor series?
Yes, I loved it. I knew a couple of them pastors that won.
I used to love it. I used to be. Oh my God, it was awesome.
But that's what I'm saying.
They ran them at Charlotte one. The quarter mile infield, the school buses, and they tore the wall down. It took them like an hour to fix the wall. That was the hardest school bus wreck I've ever seen. But it was cool.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
Yeah, it was hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
Oh God, the Faster Pastors. I'll never forget that.
That's what I'm saying. Bring that stuff back, man.
Yeah,
we need
absolutely.
it back. But yeah, you got to, because I don't think, and I said this last week, and we're still harping on it. I don't think the gate fee, especially the stands, is where you need to be focusing on making your money. You get more people in the stands, obviously your concessions are going to go way up. If you got any at-track merchandise, that's going to go way up. Obviously, and these people are going to, if you get them there once, they're going to keep returning, and they have a good time there. So I don't know. I just don't. Go ahead.
Do we need to get the? Let's see. Hold on. Let me think for a minute. Okay. Yeah. Do you think you got to get the product up? If the product is good, if the car counts are good, we're not outside the fans.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not, because all right, the product could be different things. That's the thing about it. Okay, we can have, and I will say this, probably. I'm going to use Florence Motor Speedway, for example, because we were over there a ton last year. I'm over there a ton this year. I'm over there all the time. I'm just using an example because this is our local track. Last year, as far as racing-wise, if you just say product of racing, man, they had put on some good races over there last year in every class. Every class. There was, the Chargers started off with 20-some cars in it. And I mean, they kept a good field the whole year. Late model stock had every race. I mean, about the least you've seen in them was 15 or so, but a lot of nights was 20 or more. Legends, there was so many of them, they were having to run B mains and cut the field.
I remember that. On the average night, it has 30 legend cars.
Yeah, exactly.
But Dave, here's why I said that, Dave, because you don't want to be like Clarksville. You run 8 classes weekly. Out of 8 classes, you might have 40 cars in total. I mean, what is that?
And that is the point
That's
we're at here, just
in
in asphalt in general right now. In the Southeast asphalt, that is where they are in general.
Really? So asphalt in the Southeast is where Clarksville is right now?
Yes. And I don't know why. Obviously, the consensus is price, but how do we fix that? Because
where do you start?
Well, I got a question for you. Okay, going through my race passes, I always do my sign-ins and everything. I said, Hickory running. Why is Hickory running? No, Brooksville. They have 4 late models, bro. 4.
That's about been average this year.
I was going to say, that's about an average for them this year.
That's average at Hickory? Now, historical Hickory?
Now, what I'll tell you about Hickory, and I'm not dishing on the track because I haven't been up there while they're racing. I mean, they've had a few nights, because I know Wyatt went up there and he ran a couple races in the limited late model and run good. Or he won one. But there are some people that aren't very fond of the track promoter there, from what I hear.
heard of something about that last year. Somebody got into it with the promoter. Who was Landon Huffman? Who was that?
Yeah, Landon Huffman.
Mr. Huffman? Yeah, I remember that.
And fortunately now that team is running the Cars Tour, but one of the cars that was winning all the races was his brother's car.
Drive, yeah. Brother's calls uncle's baby's mama. Yeah,
exactly. So I think it put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, but I don't think that's all the issue.
No, I think
we got more issue because it's like that everywhere.
Southern National, nobody's.
That's what I was saying. We had Star Super Stock Tour here at Florence Motor Speedway this past weekend. 4 cars showed up.
How many usually run that series?
At one time,
they do a minimum to run the race if it's a point span race. This was a somewhat quote unquote last minute race. They'd only promoted it for about a week and a half for them, but it was a non-points because the reason they had it was because the other track they were going to have their points race at, which was Lonesome Pine in Virginia, a lot of guys weren't going to make it, and they did a 12-car kind of minimum. So they normally have at least 12. I have seen upwards of 20. But there was 4 cars showed up to it, and one of them was a local from here, but only one, and that was Lil Ricky Lottler. So, and we even put up a $50 fast time award for it from Chicken Bone Alley. So, and they offered $1,000 a win if they had 15 cars in it. So.
Oh my, bro! I didn't know it was that bad, bro.
I don't know I don't know what's going on though. But
how's Anderson doing on car counts?
From what I've seen, Anderson has dropped off.
They had more to fall.
Yeah, they had a longer way to fall. But also one thing that they do, they put people in the stands.
Oh yeah, they're the exception.
Yeah, they are the exception.
Well, that's a good racing area. You got
it is
locality right there makes okay. I can see that. I can see, and plus being Scott Childress too. He's going to take care of the fans anyway.
Oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. But even and I'll give it to him. Even before he came, I think it's like you said, locale. Even before he came, that place just. They want to go watch racing on. I think they race on Friday.
Since Greenville Pickens closed.
Yep.
Man, have you seen that video somebody posted up, bro?
Which one of them tearing down all
Greenville Pickens? It's becoming, the whole front stretch is becoming a highway now. They're widening up the highway right into the front stretch, bro. It's sad.
It's very sad.
It's very sad.
I tried to put out the other day for iRacing to kind of go do what they did at North Wilkesboro, because I don't think it's going to get the fate that North Wilkesboro had, but man, go scan the thing real quick before you, even if you don't plan to put it in iRacing anytime soon, just scan it just so before it goes.
Oh, who won Wilkesboro, by the way? I was watching World of Outlaws.
Which race?
All-Star?
The All-Star race? All-Star. Christopher Bale won.
What?
Yep. Oh, C. Bale. Joey Logano probably should have won.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, he thought it wouldn't be a good thing to pit there at the end.
He was kind of a sitting duck.
He would. Everybody was going to do opposite of things.
Exactly.
Or so many were going to do opposite of what he did, but tires were actually had a little bit of fall off this time, which has been kind of unusual.
Wow. Well, they're running a 3 or 4.
They run that ST
the 2.5.
They run that ST2.
I'm sorry, Dave.
F45 stars. Okay.
I had to do it, Dave. I don't know. Okay, we're still gonna get back on this. I don't know what the answer could be, David. I didn't know. I didn't realize the car counts were that low right now. I had no idea. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
I don't know. I don't either.
I don't know.
We got to figure out something though. I don't know.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Let me ask you this, Dave. I was thinking about this today at work. Okay, I am so spoiled now. I'm used to going to $20,000 races. Do I go to Lancaster for 5 for Ultimate Saturday?
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Lancaster. I like it.
Yeah, me too, bro. Okay. He just talked me into it. Then. I'll be a Lancaster.
Oh, I'll give you to go back really fast. I think you probably know this guy. Oh, good old Dwayne Goins.
I love Dwayne.
He said his way of fixing it. He said if the class gets less than 10 cars, they only get practice that week. When they can show up with more than 10 cars, then they get to race.
Then you have a riot.
That's what I said. I said you just have a track shut now because ain't no class gonna race that night.
Nope. Yeah, you'll have a riot. You know, like Cherokee did early this year. That car count was so low they canceled the race. Oh, we have a practice night. That's it.
That's it.
And there was some very perturbed. I'll say perturbed fans and drivers.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. I don't know, but anyway. So what's going on this week, man? What we watching this week?
Dave, are you a fan of Lucas Oil Speedway?
I don't know. It to me, other than watching Scott Bloomquist ride around there with a wheel just cocked up sideways, exactly.
Three-wheeling, dealing, baby.
Other than that, to me, it doesn't really put on great racing.
It's not sexy to me, bro. Yeah, it's a classic facility, just like Charlotte.
It is a nice track and probably the state-of-the-art dirt track. I mean, it is as far as just looking at it, it's probably one of the nicest places they go. But I don't know, it just never puts on great racing to me.
Well, they showed me 100s this weekend, Dave. So
yeah.
Southern Thunder at Screven.
Ooh,
sneaky good. Ultimate at Lancaster. Mars at Spoon. Spoon reminds me of a track in the Midwest that should be in the South. Just like JD.
Yeah.
Well, I said it. Actually, you can go back. Well, my girlfriend's no longer with us. But I'll go back at least 7 or 8 years ago. I said, man, that place reminds me of doggone Scrap.
Yeah, it does. It does.
That track needs to be in the South. But we got Mars at Spoon. Spring Nationals at Duck River, and show me 100.
Good deal.
Yeah. I will say this. McDowell just won. Hunt the Front at Smoky Mountain. Could you imagine McDowell ran a series, bro, full time?
Dude, I don't know. Maybe that is a strength that not running. Maybe I don't know.
I disagree with that because the more you run the car, like I'm gonna take our boy. I love the death. Love you, brother. If you watch it, Chris Ferguson. He needs more race under his belt to get his stuff ready.
I think he's about to. He's working hard on this new car. He's getting his new shot finished. We've texted back and forth. He's getting some stuff done, and I think he's gonna be. I'm gonna say probably 2026. He's got his seat stuff up and running. He gonna be back hard at it. I ain't gonna say he's gonna run a series. I don't know. He hadn't told me.
He ain't.
I don't think
he'll be hitting this for the rest of his life.
Yeah, but I think he'll be back a lot harder at it come next year.
But when you're close to the house. I don't know why Chris. He don't did it enough anyway. If you're close to the house and there's no other racing going on, would you just go and get some 5,000?
He has showed
hour and a half in the house.
Hey, he has showed up to some stuff like that many times.
It's been a long time, Dave.
I would too. I mean, I'd shoot. It wouldn't hurt me to see him just go run to daggone Carolina Clash.
Speaking of which, Clash, they had 30-something cars that doggone on.
It's something.
34 at County Line.
No, County Line. That's right. Who was it? Blue Ridge. Was it Sumter this past weekend?
Yeah.
They had 25 cars.
28.
Or 28.
And they're running this weekend. They're running three. I know three. I think 4 shows, bro.
That's crazy.
Wow. Cherokee, wow. I forget what the other one was. There's like 3 races for Blue Ridge this weekend, man. Wow. I'm telling you, Smooth's doing it up, bro. Oh, I got to say this real quick. Oh, Dave, I got to say this real quick. Okay. So I'm in Walmart Friday, and there was this guy. Okay, he watches the show. This is how I'm mentioning you. So I'm in Walmart Friday, and this guy, he had I guess about a dirt late model shirt, a mile away. So this guy had a, dirt late model shirt. I was like, man, who is that? Okay. So I went up. He was on an aisle that I never go down. Candy aisle. I never go down the candy aisle. I don't eat, chocolate. So I went. So I did a double. So I went around. Come back this way. I'm looking around like, okay, all right. But he had a Southern All-Star Crate Series shirt.
Oh wow!
And I was like, okay, all right, that Tennessee and stuff. And on the very bottom, I mean, it was just a race series shirt. On the very bottom, I had Jesse Lowe. I said, okay, Jesse Lowe. Okay, he won Lakeview when I was at Ultimate. So I started talking to the guy. I said, hey, man, is that a 602 or 604 series? I knew it was 602.
Yeah.
602? I said, oh, okay. So we started talking. I said, oh, Jesse Lowe. I said, okay. And and he noticed my hat. He goes, you're racing Jason? I said, yeah. See, you were Chicken Bone Alley. So shout out, Stuart.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty. We sat there and talked, but I know 30 minutes. We could have been there for another. Matter of fact, we could have still be sitting there talking.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Glad to see it. And I hear that. I hear that from places, and I'm like, wow, people listen.
It blows my mind too. Like, wow, people like recognize racing. Bro, I cannot go to the door. It's unbelievable. It took me almost 2 hours just to get out the doggone Vendors Road.
That's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Well, good deal, bro.
And I'll never forget too, man. This blew my mind. Me and Smoke. We were walking through Ultimate the last year for I think Hunt the Front. Yeah. This little kid, I don't know, 10, 12 years old. You're racing Jason. And I was like, well, that's what they call me. Oh, sign my shirt. And I looked at Smoke. I was like, are you serious right now? We signed my shirt. I was like, okay. Blew my mind.
That's awesome.
Tripped me out. But get back there. How about Bab?
Oh yeah.
How about Bab winning at Highland? And how about Jimmy Owens that got 2 wins this year, bro?
That don't surprise me. It don't surprise me. He's got. I mean, it's one of the things. Yeah, he's come back from not winning so much, but he's got everything he needs now to win. And I feel like Jimmy Owens, with everything he needs to win, can get it done.
When you look, I forgot to look earlier. I should have. Where's Owens at in points on the front? I'm just curious about that.
I have no clue. I need to look at the points.
I'll look that up when we get off of here. I'm gonna look that up.
Cool. Yeah. Good deal, man. Well, we are definitely going to be watching and participating in some racing, and Connor definitely be racing good old 2 races this weekend. I don't know.
Are you going to spot for him?
No, he's got a spotter. He's got old Pete.
That's right. The
veteran, the main man up there on the spotter stand.
Well, good luck this weekend, bud. Are you racing this weekend?
I don't know yet. I'd like to.
Did you get your rear end fixed, bro?
Not yet. I got parts to fix it in the truck, so hopefully it will be fixed.
Okay. You got to take the whole gear and everything, the whole housing off?
Oh yeah, we got to take it all apart. It ain't too bad. Them quick changes really ain't too bad to tear apart.
Really?
Yeah, they're not too bad to tear apart. I'd rather tear one of them apart than tear apart a 9-inch. I'll put it that way.
Hey, you get old 4.9-inch, man. You be straight.
Hey, now I wish it wasn't so hard to change gear to 9-inch, because I'd rather have a 9-inch in my car personally.
Yeah, this is not worth.
It is not
without a quick change.
No.
Is that still legal in your series on a 9-inch?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There's some out there.
There's a few.
As much as we change gear and tracks.
I'll put it this way. There was one at North Wilkesboro last year that won the race in the Cars Tour. Then they threw it out.
Yeah. That's right. That is what they threw it out on.
Oh, I remember that.
Trayton Lapsevich won.
Threw him out. Didn't throw him out.
Yeah, they
threw him back out again or something.
Well, no, they didn't throw him out, but they fined him all the points in the purse. But he still was listed as the winner of the race.
Who knows?
Wow. Hey, what is Matt Tiff? Is Matt Tiff, did their family own Gunk? I was curious about that.
I really don't know.
Me either. I don't know.
I know it's a big sponsor. He is, obviously. But I don't know. I mean, he's kind of all over the place right now.
Yeah, it blew my mind. I couldn't believe he was at Raceway 7. I couldn't believe that.
He was running our buddy Boo Boo Dalton's car the other week, and I was picking at him because he went and take off in it, and it took him about 3 or 4 times to drop the clutch and not stall it out.
You said that.
I messaged him. I said, I remember my first time.
I love it. That's funny.
And he messaged back, talking about, I hate the clutch of this thing. It was funny.
We became buds at the February last year, man. Yeah, me and Matt Tip are pretty tight.
He's a good dude.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Well, good deal, brother. Well,
yep.
Let's go watch some racing and watch it all week long. We got quite a few nights of it, I think, don't we?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir. We're gonna be a long, great weekend, man. Memorial Day weekend.
I like it.
And I'll see you at Swainsboro next weekend, right? You ain't going to Swainsboro.
No, right? I'm not going to Swainsboro because I can tell you for sure next weekend I will be at Dillon.
What night is that?
Saturday.
Next Saturday night.
Yeah.
You'll be at Dillon.
Yeah, because we got rained out last time we were over there, so we still got tires and everything over there waiting to race.
All right. Well, say your armband.
Exactly. It's in the truck.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
All right, brother. Well, we sure appreciate you as always, man. And we will be catching you next week. Y'all go check out Racing Jason on X. Check out Ripping the Lip tomorrow night.
8 o'clock,
8
baby.
o'clock.
8 o'clock, 7 Central.
On
set your dials.
On X.
Set your DVR.
Yeah, set your DVR. I think y'all need to start doing a video type show, personally.
Well, it would be fair because we wouldn't be able to get all 20 people on there talking at one time.
You can get a bunch of people on Zoom, just saying.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
How many people can you get up to on Zoom?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah, you can even have it so there's so many on the screen, and when somebody else starts talking, it moves them on the screen and stuff like that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they did some homework then, huh?
There you go.
All right. All right, Dave. Have a good rest of the week, bro.
Take it easy, brother.
Time to be good, man.
Later.
Go Braves.
That's right.
All right. Yeah, y'all be good, man.
Later, man. Have a good one.
Later, y'all.
All right, everybody. That, as always, is our good friend Racing Jason there with the dirt. I think we've covered about all our sponsors for tonight. So, so we done good. We actually done good on them. Yeah. Real quick, want to run over kind of some stuff that did happen at North Wilkesboro. We didn't talk about the car store race. Pro late model, big wreck coming to the green flag.
Pretty much doing the race.
Yeah.
I feel like Hayden probably had him covered anyway, but
yeah,
he definitely had him covered after that.
Yeah, I mean, he had zero competition after that. So our buddy Caden Honeycutt takes home the win in the pro late models. Next night was late model stock, and unfortunately, lap 2. I'm gonna tell you that turn 1 is
that was
about
treacherous.
As treacherous as the wall at Darlington. What I heard, I was talking to some guys. They said basically there's just a little bump getting in the turn. If you're not up, there's a bump.
Yeah, they were getting loose 1 somehow.
And if you are turning as you are going over that bump, it just snaps you. Is what I was told.
Yeah.
So Laney Bice hit it lap 2, and man, from pretty much third on back, got something out of it. I think our boy Alex Meigs actually wiggled his way through there somehow.
He spun out, but I don't think he hit anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good.
I was messaging. Actually, I messaged him after qualifying. I messaged him right before qualifying. I'm like, all right, I need you to go out there and go fast. He said, I'm going to try. So he goes out there, and he didn't get no practice because he hit the wall. He basically hit that bump, got loose, hit the wall in practice on lap 2. Didn't get no practice. They got the car back together, And I messaged him. I was watching it. I was like, hey, you got to get up off the bottom off too. He's like, dude, they just told me that here too. I was like, okay, well, good. I'm not wrong. So anyway, he ended up, I think, finishing after all of it. I think he was like 17th, I want to say. So
way to survive.
No, that wasn't his first car because he ran a Cars Tour race at Florence. But first Cars Tour race, I think, away from Florence. So, hey, survived a race. But that ended up happening a few times. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm not trashing the Cars Tour. Dude, and Landon Lewis talked about this a few weeks ago on here. He's like, dude, if you ain't got marks on the car, you just ain't driving hard enough in the Cars Tour.
They're rough.
They are rough, dude. And, I mean, there was another wreck. Who was it got up? Was it Caden?
Caden,
it was Caden. Yeah, Caden Honeycutt.
Same thing, got loose. Exact
same thing. Fortunately, he somehow squirmed through it himself.
A couple others got wiped out, though.
Yeah. But then I saw one where they were 3 wide. Right there at the end, they were 3 wide coming off 2 and got together.
That's right, yeah.
Or in the middle of 1 and 2 and got together. But I was sitting there, I was like, is anybody going to lift? Yeah. They just kept wrecking. Yeah. It was like, just keep on holding the gas till you get away from it. I mean, what's the thought process here? I don't know. And I saw a lot of guys, I hate to say this, but I saw some old Cars Tour guys that were really good, but are not on the tour anymore. I'm not saying this was somebody else. Basically said on Facebook, it said, this is why we won't race with daddy's money.
Yeah. I know what they're talking about.
I do too.
Yeah,
I'd ask how you fix that, but I don't.
Yeah, especially being on FS1 and all.
Yeah, and that was not a good look.
That's been about how they've been in every race.
Yes,
I don't know.
And North Wilkesboro is probably about the fastest track.
Oh yeah, you wreck there, you wreck hard.
Yeah, it's the biggest track. So I don't know. That was something else. But Landon Lewis ended up making it 2 in a row. Him and Tristan McKee actually had a. Yeah. Tristan looked like he was the only one that was close to him. I don't think he was as close as it looked to him. I don't think. And I'm gonna tell you, I know that team is just good in general, as far as KHI crew, but I really think bringing on Rodney Childers for right now, at least, has stepped him up even another step on the ladder there. What is going on with the junior motorsports cars?
I don't know. They haven't been that good, have they?
No.
Caden qualified okay, but he didn't really do much.
They ended up blowing motor.
Yeah, that's right. But they weren't. They've just kind of been mid-pack, which is unusual.
Connor Hall to be mid-pack is just weird.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he still ended up.
He's won a race.
He started out the season good. Then all of a sudden, it's just like nosedive. And I don't understand it. I mean, those cars aren't just falling off. I don't know if it's just a bad look, bad draw, whatever. So anyway, Truck Series race, that was a pretty exciting.
Yeah. From when I got to watch that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I ended up watching the majority of it. And last lap, I'm gonna tell you, and I heard a lot of people just kind of blaming Lane Riggs. Lane Riggs just dumped him. I'm gonna tell you, in my opinion, Lane Riggs didn't just dump him.
Just racing hard.
He raced him hard. He doored him. And Corey Heim tried to stand in it to stay on his outside. And when Corey Heim stood in it, he was in the dirt and rubber, and he spun it out. That was hard racing in my opinion. That
wasn't as foul as some people wanted to make it.
No, it was not, in my opinion. Chandler Smith loved it.
Yeah, he snuck on through there, didn't he?
He snuck right on by. So, that was a pretty interesting race. I watched a couple of little things, but I did not get to watch the All-Star race last night because I was down in Conway.
Oh, yeah. It was much better than it had been. Much better than I expected it to be.
I was fixed to say, I did listen to some stuff, and everybody was pleasantly surprised by the amount of passes.
Yeah.
Passes for the lead. Also, the tire fall off.
It wasn't great, but it was better. I think it was more just the cars were really loose, so they could actually, make some moves because, you can if you're handling some better than somebody, you can go around them.
Well, figure this is now year 3 on the track, but year 2 on the new asphalt.
Yeah, definitely got to help.
That's what I was fixed to say.
Which is so surprising. I mean, that line in 1 and 2 is just moved up to the wall, pretty much.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I never would have expected that out of new asphalt.
But the banking looks a little different to me. I don't know, but
it does.
Yeah, I think another year or two we'll keep doing it. I hope they get a points race. Just 'cause I think that helps short track in general, just having more cars on the track, because that's kind of the part of short track racing is lap cars and stuff. And when there's only 20 something cars, you're not really going to get that, but. Yeah, it was a good race. I think everybody was pleasantly surprised.
Old Seabell edged it out there over Joey Logano. And Joey Logano was mad at Christopher Bell.
I think he was just frustrated about, having the fast car. I'm not a Logano fan either, but that would be frustrating. And I
agree.
That was kind of a bad look there. I don't know. Just kind of the way that it went down. It looked, I don't know. It made it, I know it's a exhibition race, but having Waltrip up there and dropping the flag, I don't know. It kind of made it look like a joke, They
need to take that promoter's caution away, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but the thing is, they all knew.
Yeah,
there was a caution coming somewhere right here.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, I understand the exhibition race, but I don't know. I felt like it was a good race, and Logano probably would have won it. But Christopher Bell was kind of catching him a little bit before they threw that caution.
Well,
But that's sometimes how it goes. Not every race is going to be pass for the lead.
I personally say if you go and have gimmicks like that, let's do all those. Make some crazy ones. Do all those between qualifying and heat races.
Yeah.
The race itself, should be a flat out race.
Throw a caution with 10 to go or whatever.
Yes. No.
That was kind of the down spot. Even though I guess we all knew it was coming, but just the way it happened was really. I don't know. It didn't sit right with a lot of people, but the racing was definitely much improved, which is good.
For sure. Oh, well, cool. So, like I said, Seabell won it. We got the 600 coming up this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jimmy Johnson is going to be entering it, which I saw is going to be his, what is it? It's a lot of starts.
Oh, really?
I can't even remember, like 700.
Really? Yeah.
There's a lot of them, so that's pretty cool. I hope he does good at it, just for the old time's sake.
Right.
Back when he was, you thought they were going to rename the track to Jimmy Johnson Motor Speedway.
He was running good somewhere. It might have been Las Vegas before he got caught up in a wreck.
Yep.
Running decent,
Yep.
Indy 500, which is always awesome. I don't know. They've been tearing them up this week.
Dude,
have you seen that?
Well,
There's wrecks.
I was listening on some of that. Well, you know what? They claim, now they have a hybrid.
Yeah, they can deploy that, yeah.
And they claim that it added 100 pounds on the rear of the car. And they haven't been able to get the percentages back like they were. So it's making everybody
just kind of snappy.
Just snappy loose. And I'm going to tell you what, and I didn't know this. I knew they always had, there was carb day. There was this, that, and other.
They practice a lot.
But I found out now, I heard it. I didn't know it because I just don't listen to that much IndyCar or watch that much IndyCar. But basically, at qualifying, they are allowed to up the boost on turbo on the car.
Yeah.
And I forgot how much more horsepower it says they get.
They turned it up to qualifying.
Like 100 more horsepower or something.
Engine
like
mapping and all that.
Yeah. And that's why they hit the 230s and stuff out there.
Flying.
That's insane to me.
Yeah. I got to see that. I want to see that in person one time. I feel like that would be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
But
it would be awesome.
See how that goes.
It is the last time that we're going to get what they call, the old Motorsports Christmas, as of now anyway, with Monaco in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. They're moving Monaco after this year. Monaco's going to June.
I'm not that worried about it.
I'm not that worried about it either, personally, but it's always been Monaco for breakfast,
right.
Indy for lunch, and Charlotte for
greatest day in racing.
Yep. And so we're just going to have the double, which is I'm ready to see what Larson can do
that'll be
with
cool.
it. I hope Weather, not, whatever.
Yeah. Not like
Let's keep Weather out of the question. He's starting, I can't remember.
I think he's 21st or something.
I think it is. Real quick, I did see two Penske cars.
They got sent to the rear.
Well, they're not at the rear. They were inside top 12, and so the worst they could go, they told them, was 11th and 12th.
I thought I saw where they were getting sent to 32nd and 33rd.
That's what I thought, too. I was listening to a podcast.
We'll have to look into it and see.
I was listening to Teardown. They said they were just going to like 11th and 12th, and I was like, what? Why?
Yeah.
They should go to the back.
Yeah, cheat it up to get in the top 6 and be like, okay.
That's what I do, too.
Start 6.
I mean, it's like,
I think they're getting sent to the back, but I don't know.
I hope so. I hope so. I remember watching, what was it, 2 years ago now, that the tire went flying out the track?
Oh, yeah, that was...
I was watching that, and I was like, whoa. I hope somebody didn't get hit. It hit that car. They gave that woman a brand new car.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, the way it flew, for a split second, like it was going towards the grandstand, just the way the camera was, and it was like, oh, my goodness. And it caught a gap in between. Dude, that would have been awful.
Awful.
But
when I go, I don't want to sit in a turn.
No, that's what we were talking about. I'd like to go, but you're gonna go do it.
Let me get a straightaway.
Yeah.
Let me get a middle of a straightaway. Let's keep them cars on the track.
Yeah.
Tires on the track. But anyway, well, cool. Well, we'll be over at Florence Motor Speedway this weekend. Like I said, Connor's got 2 races over there. I had pulled up here the schedule to tell y'all what races we're running. Let's see here. Oh God, what happened? What's this weekend? May 24th. Memorial Day Showcase. Late models, yes, we'll be there. Charger, limited late model, legend cars, Bandoleros, and street stocks. Back in action.
10-4.
So a lot of the same.
Yep.
Except Chargers and limited late model and no mini stops.
Yeah, no street stock.
No T&L.
Yep.
So
10-4.
That'll be fun.
Yep.
All right, guys. Appreciate all y'all. Appreciate the Crybaby there, Brandon Johnson, hanging out with us tonight. And if y'all want a shirt, hit us up. I'll get you up with Brandon, and you can get you a Crybaby shirt. That's a fun one there. So we appreciate all y'all. Y'all have a good one, and we will see y'all next time.
Later.